Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor, coming at you with another Dead Drop video. You know this channel's dedicated to Dead Drop and Midnight Society, so if you want more news about this game and this journey, make sure you're subbed to the channel. This video is for people who are new to Dead Drop. I'm still getting a lot of questions in chat when I'm live on Twitch and in my DMs, people hearing about Dead Drop, but they don't know anything about it. What is this game? What type of game is it? Who is making it? How do I play? This video is to answer all those types of questions. This is for people just looking into Dead Drop and need answers about those basic things. How to get into the game. What type of game is it? How do I play it? Like, how do I approach the game in moment to moment? I mean, minor tutorials like that. We've got all sorts of tutorials on this channel, but movement guides, map guides, weapon guides for the people from there, right? So go check those out. But this is the basics. We're going to cover all of them right here. If you've been playing Dead Drop snapshots before, you probably know what this is about. I appreciate your view nonetheless, but just so you know what this video is about, and we're gonna get going right now answering our first question: who is Midnight Society and what is Dead Drop? So at its core, Midnight Society is what's called a vertical extraction shooter. Extraction shooter is the new booming FPS genre. Games like Escape from Tarkov, Marauders, The Cycle, or maybe Call of Duty DMZ. Hunt Showdown is kind of a form of extraction shooter. If you've heard of any of those games, Dead Drop is in the same subgenre as those, but it blends elements of Battle Royale and Arena Shooter as well to keep up for a really fast-paced game, and a game that's unique within the booming extraction shooter genre. Dead Drop is developed by a company called Midnight Society. They are a new studio founded by some people you've probably heard of. Dr. Disrespect is one of those people, okay? Robert Bowling is one of those people. A lot of you probably know him as 402 from his Call of Duty days. Sumit Gupta, who is a businessman who's been around the gaming industry for a long time. Boom.tv, obviously he's an investor in Dr. Disrespect. He's the CEO of this company. Quinn Del Hoyo, this is one of the creative minds behind Halo Infinite, Gears of War, and there's a long list of other employees here on MidnightSociety.com, which is their website. The people developing this game, if you want to check it out, a lot of Halo experience, a lot of Call of Duty experience, Gears of War experience, everything. Tons of AAA developers are working on this game. If you've heard about Dead Drop and you want to know how to play it, there's several different ways right now. The game is planned to release into free-to-play, some form of early access in 2024. That's when Season 0 is planned to drop, I should say. But if you want to play right now, there's two different ways. One of them is to buy a Founders Pass on OpenSea.io. Go through the Midnight Society Discord to do this, guys. I know there's a lot of scams out there with different cryptocurrency, blockchain, NFT projects. So please join the Midnight Society Discord and follow official channels if you're going to do this. There's only 10,000 variants, 10,000 of these Founders Passes, which were the earliest access to Dead Drop. So that's one route, is to own a Founders Pass. This also gives you a unique visor cortex in the game. I am one of those people. I am a founder. I am Lima 1 Juliet. But that is one way. The second way right now, again, the game is planned for free-to-play release on multiple platforms, including PC and console. Planned, not confirmed. Official platforms have not been announced yet, but it's confirmed that they are in negotiations with both Xbox and PlayStation, and the snapshots are already out on PC, obviously. So the Tower Key is a new form of entry into Dead Drop. This can be purchased from MidnightSociety.com, right up top here. Tower Key, just bear in mind, right now the Tower Keys are closed. We don't know when Midnight Society is going to open them up for more people to purchase, for more people to get into the game. So at this very moment, as I record this, the Tower Key is not for sale. My prediction is they will open up sale of the Tower Keys every snapshot. They're planning to release a new snapshot every 3 to 4 months. So around the time Snapshot 6 drops, I'm expecting more Tower Keys, or perhaps under a different name. Maybe it won't be a Tower Key, maybe it'll be some other key to be released. Tower Keys are $25 as of this time, and they could come down to $20 with a discount code, which was available virtually everywhere. Again, the final game will be free to play. Something to note, and this question comes up all the time. If you do a quick Google search, you'll probably hear a lot of stuff about Dead Drop regarding NFTs and cryptocurrency and blockchain. And while I said earlier, yes, there are 10,000 Founders Passes that are part of which was an NFT that you own that is unique to you. It is your visor cortex and so on, that can be sold on OpenSea if a founder chooses to, and somebody else can own it. So there's technically already a blockchain involved element to Dead Drop. But it's important to note that at no point in the future of Dead Drop will any player be forced to interact with NFTs, with blockchain, or with cryptocurrency. You'll be able to play this game as a free-to-play game, just like any other game that you play now. There's no forced NFTs, no forced crypto, and I have videos about that on the channel as well. Midnight Society has been very clear that they do not intend to make this game a game that forces blockchain on its players, okay? You'll be able to play it just like any other game, or if you're somebody who's interested in crypto and blockchain and decentralization and NFTs, you will be able to play the game in a decentralized manner and potentially extract with items that have a value, or cosmetics that have a value, or whatever, and resell them. Think about it as a method of reselling skins in another game that you just don't use anymore. Almost like the CSGO marketplace, but decentralized via blockchain. If you have no interest in that, you're never going to have to touch it. You're not going to be gated from experiencing the game. They've been very clear that everybody will be able to play every single aspect of Dead Drop, same as everybody else, regardless of whether you want to play the game centralized, like you play any other game historically, or decentralized. They're building it for both styles of play. It'll be the same game no matter what. No forced blockchain, no forced NFTs. Don't listen to people who tell you otherwise. Just go to midnightsociety.com and read it for yourself. It's all there, guys. Ignore the TikTok comments. Snapshots. It's important to understand what snapshots are and the phase of development that Dead Drop is in. So right now, Midnight Society is releasing what they call snapshots for those of us who are in the game, who are founders or who are now owners of the Tower Key. They're basically, think of it as a playable demo. It is one certain aspect of the game that they want us to play test. So right now we have one map to play, which is Sector 3 Cold Storage. It fits about 30-some players on the map, PvP, multiple weapons, all the stuff. This is obviously an unfinished game. It's been in development for about 12 months as of the time I record this video. Obviously, games take longer than 12 months to develop. So this is not a live service game. We are in active testing, and you're not even in alpha yet. So when you hear the term snapshot, that's what we're referring to. It's basically a playable segment or vertical slice, sometimes, as these things are referred to as, which is simply a way of saying, here's a little piece of content or big piece of content, and go play it. Let's talk about what type of game this is and how you should actually approach it and play it. Some little more intricate things about the gameplay design and the game loop. So again, at its core, Dead Drop is an extraction shooter with 5 different ways to win right now, and we will get into those. So your objective is to spawn into a map, spawn into a match, like other extraction shooters. Again, Escape from Tarkov, DMZ, Marauders, those kinds of things. You spawn in the map, and your objective is to get the best loot and the most loot that you can and survive. And then you get out with that loot. You put that loot in your inventory. You can take some of it back in. Obviously, take your biggest and best guns and armor. And obviously, you're going to be fighting other players, and that's the hook. And there's an interesting thing to talk about here. This game is planned to be PvPvE when it releases, like a lot of other extraction shooters. Right now, in Snapshot 5.1, it is PvP only. There is no AI enemies, no NPCs, anything like that. It's strictly PvP. So again, right now, and the game in general has a lot of the cadence of a battle royale game or an arena shooter. And the reason that it has arena shooter elements, it's very fast paced like an arena shooter, but it has a respawn system built in. So unlike a lot of other extraction shooters, when you die, you're done for, you lose everything, that's it. Dead Drop has what's called the Sin system, where you can respawn up to twice. And again, this is all subject to change. This game's still in development. They're going to test different things, but you can respawn up to twice. So when you die, you are not out. You have a chance to either start looting again and still extract, or kill your opponents, go after the guy who just killed you, get your stuff back because he or she probably stole it all. So that makes Dead Drop very interesting and gives it a faster pace of play than most of the other extraction shooters that you've probably seen, which are very, meticulous, dare I say laborious, hardcore. And some people love that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But Dead Drop right now definitely feels much faster paced, much more competitive, and just all around. It allows for more risky play, more aggression, and it feels, again, more like a battle royale or more like an arena shooter within the extraction shooter space. It really is a blend of all three genres that feels really good. So right now there are 5 ways to survive or win the game in Dead Drop. I have a guide about this, as a 6th night by the way, on the channel covering all 5 forms of extraction and where to find them. There's the maglock extraction, which is there's randomly spawned doors around the map. If you find them and you can get out, that's one form. There's a big zip line that spawns on the map at a certain time that you can take out to get off the tower. There is a chopper that comes down that only one person can take to get out. There's a lift at the very top of the map, which is the final way to extract, other than the elimination or extraction of all other opponents. So if, let's say, 30 people drop into the map, and between all of the action throughout the course of the match, most matches take, I'd say, about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes tops, with the current timer at least. Again, subject to change. If everybody else either dies out or extracts, you kill the final other people who are in the match. It's almost like winning a battle royale game. It's called a Dead Drop. You win and you get to select the best loot that remains that was not extracted. So you get a little added bonus in addition to what's in your inventory to take that out with you. It's very exciting. Again, kind of get that rush of feeling like a battle royale game, but it's an extraction shooter, and there's a bonus for getting that Dead Drop. But Dead Drop also features this rising cold, rising freeze. You'll hear it called different things. Some people might just call it ice. Basically, at a certain point of the match, the map will start to freeze from the bottom up. Again, verticality is very big in this map and very big in Dead Drop gameplay design across the board. So as this happens, the map progressively freezes from the bottom up, and players who are in that freeze take damage, and it doesn't stop. The bottom, once it starts, it just creeps up and up and up, and players can't stay down there, almost like a battle royale circle, but vertical. You'll see it creeping up. The game alerts you when it happens, and this forces players to move. Nobody can stay at the bottom of the map. Everybody is forced upward, and it's an anti-camping measure, and it also keeps, like I said, everybody moving, and you can't really fight through it. It's very strong. It does a lot of damage, and it pushes everybody upward and keeps players fighting and engaging with each other. This game also has a proximity chat system, which is very elaborate. It's the best directional proximity chat that I've ever experienced in a game. It definitely kills Warzone, and you're going to be able to get a lot of information from that. So be aware, when you go into a game, your proximity chat is on by default, so the people around you will be able to hear what you were saying. They might hear you pounding on your keyboard if your keys are really loud or if your mic's close to your keyboard, and that will give information away on your part to those other people, obviously. And you might want to be careful about what you say and the noise you make, but you can use that information against them as well, what they're giving you. You can turn it off. Obviously, if you don't plug in a mic to your computer, you're fine. Or you can use the backspace key in-game to shut it off altogether. That means you won't be able to hear them. They won't be able to hear you. Right now, guys, that is basically the Dead Drop gameplay loop. You spawn in, you get up to 2 respawns, you try to get as much loot as you can, and survive or kill everybody else. You've got a choice in your play style. Which form of extraction are you interested in? Maybe if you've got better loot, you want to extract. Maybe if you just want to go for the high kills, you can fight all the way to the end, but it's up to you. There's plenty of other features to come to this game, which are already announced. Again, it's announced as a PvPvE game, which means that there's likely going to be, like other extraction shooters, quests, NPCs, AI enemies. There's talk of boss mobs, like in some other games, like in Marauders. There's rare spawns. We don't know where they're gonna take that, but there's a lot of different avenues they can take there. Seasonal stories and narratives, things like that nature. And there's also, again, this game is very early, guys. There's plenty more to come. There's going to be a customizable hideout, like a customizable base for your character, customizable cars. There's a lot of speculation about what we'll be able to do with our cars, but at the very least, you'll be able to have a customizable car in the game and make it your own. I imagine it's going to be involved at the very least in some cutscenes and things of that nature. Show it off to your friends. There's a ton of stuff to come down the road. This isn't even the start, guys. There's more maps. I'm sure there'll be more weapons eventually. Look at what other extraction shooters are doing. Again, this is a very rapidly expanding genre, and you can imagine that the developers at Midnight Society are going to take the best from the best inspiration from a lot of other extraction shooters, but they're coming up with a lot of unique ideas, such as the respawn system that they're utilizing, the vertical gameplay design, The proximity chat is the best directional chat that I've ever experienced in a game. They're doing a lot that's really unique, that changes the pace of play and allows for just a much more fast-paced, risky, and unique gameplay experience than a lot of the extraction shooters that we have right now. So if you want to learn more about Dead Drop, again, I've got tons of videos on this channel. We are your #1 source for Dead Drop and Midnight Society coverage other than Midnight Society themselves. You can follow all their socials to stay up to date. Join the Midnight Society Discord. I'll be covering every tiny bit of information that we get, all the game updates, all the news. We also do a lot of fun speculatory content, so check that out. I'm even doing a piece of live action content and filming that tomorrow. But if you're interested in more guides on the channel on how to play Dead Drop, how to get better, there's a movement guide on the channel, a weapon guide, the different forms of extraction, how to find all the collectibles that are in Snapshot 5. There's a ton of stuff, so make sure you check those videos out. Like this video if it was useful for you. And of course, if you have a specific question about Dead Drop, anything that we talked about or anything that you've heard, make sure you just leave it in the comments below and I will respond to you and get you your answer. With that said, Midnight Mayor out. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the existence. For those of you who didn't know, I am sponsored by Humble Bundle. If you don't know what Humble Bundle it is an online game store where you can buy games and support charity at the same time. You can find it at humblebundle.com. And if you use my link, I am partnered with them. You'll also support my channel and my content at the same time. And they put new bundles on there. Right now, you can buy the entirety of Attack on Titan for dirt cheap, the manga. But one of my favorite bundles is live right now. That is the Best of Boomer Shooters bundle. There's a lot of retro FPSs in here, but there's new bundles all the time, and you can support me and charity and get great games in bundles dirt cheap all the time. So check out Humble Bundle, and you won't be disappointed.